Hey guys.
Hi guys.
So, as you can see, something came in the mail finally. We've been waiting for it. It's been on pre-order for a long time.
Forever.
And if you watched our video, I guess a couple weeks ago, last week, you saw the Batman Red Rain statue from Mondo.
Yes.
Mondo is a company that we've been watching because some of their stuff coming out is really, really good.
It's so highly detailed, and we've been watching them like, oh my god, this is getting better and better and better. And now that we saw this Harley statue, I was like, I have to have this.
Yeah, so Mondo is actually like an art studio in Austin, Texas, I believe. So it's a lot of artistry going around.
Right.
And when they started going into statues, I thought, oh, this will be interesting. Because we've seen them do like little statues, and we've seen them do like action figures and things like that. But couple years ago when San Diego Comic-Con came about, they had some stuff on there. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
What's going on
I remember you
here?
showing me, you're like, wait, look at this. This is pretty cool.
We got the Red Rain, and I thought the quality in that statue was the highest I've seen. Honestly,
I agree.
For the price, the highest I've
seen. I
seen.
feel like there's a lot of artistic elements in that you don't typically see in a statue.
Small stuff.
Right, like little attention to detail.
Little attention to detail, textures, paint apps, washing in certain places you don't see in statues.
I was going to say, different techniques that you don't typically see.
And when we got this is something you've been very excited for.
So excited. You know I love Harley.
Yes.
And this is just so beautiful. I could not wait to get my hands on it.
It didn't disappoint, is what we're trying to say.
Definitely not.
So as you can see the box here, you get the Harley Quinn Waiting for J-Man box, and I love how it's like a tan look.
I know, it looks kind of like a vintage pinup style. I really like that.
Yeah, that's going to be the ultimate theme going into this is vintage. Just think of vintage in your head. You can see on the side we have just the record player and Mondo. On the back of it you can see what the statue is going to look like.
Yay!
Let's talk about the vintage here.
Yes.
I mean, come on, beautiful.
Shag carpet.
Yep, and on the back of it you see records with Mr. J and his fish.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that on the side.
So again, just great artistry on these boxes. That's one thing I've noticed, even in the Red Rain one, their boxes make me want to keep them too.
I know, their boxes make you like drawn in, and then you're like, wait, I cannot wait to see what the statue looks like if you're going to put that much work into a box.
Yeah, and that's the thing, if you see, most of the time when you go to like a comic shop or something, they're going to have it out of the box.
Right, definitely.
Obviously that's a good idea if you're going to want to like show it off and sell it. But if you see it on the shelf, you're going to wonder, what does that look like?
Right.
And that's something I've always thought packaging makes a huge difference. Because when you put a lot of money into something, for some reason in my head, I want to see quality in the packaging.
Well, you know, like if you're going to have quality in the package, then you're going to have an amazing amount of quality and detail within the package, like the statue.
Yeah, two things. They're either going to make the packaging really good because they're trying to hide something, or they're so confident in what they've done, they're like, yeah, we're going to spend some money on the packaging too.
Let's
but since
hope it's the latter.
since Mondo is so known for their art, it makes total sense. So let me pull your statue over here. I know you're very, very excited.
This is so amazing. Now, I know I say this every single time we review a Harley statue, but they just keep getting better and better and better, and this is truly my favorite Harley statue now. Like, I love this one so much. I love the pose in this. The pose is just so sensual. It's just fantastic. And I love her face, how pouty her face is and how full her lips are. This is just fan-flipping-tastic.
Why do you think the quality, why do you think, okay, so Harley is a very basic character, we'll say that.
She is. I mean, basic color pattern and everything like that.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do. Now we've seen it's like in Suicide Squad. I did not like, personally, I didn't like what they did with her.
I didn't necessarily like the design with all of the tattoos on her face because I felt like it hid a lot of her beauty. But
they also took away, they took the clown part away from her too.
Yes, they did, yeah.
Which I didn't care for. They took the clown away from Joker too, in a way.
Yeah.
And I didn't care for that. But when she put on the onesie, we'll say, I was really excited. I was like, that's what I want to see Harley in. Yeah, so I'm very happy that a lot of these statues still go back to that anime, her roots, the animated series, where you just have the red and black. That's what I want to see. And sometimes it gets boring. If you're a Harley Quinn collector, you know, you've seen like red and white, the red and white collection and things like that. It's a little hard to collect a lot of Harley statues because they are sort of boring in a way.
Well, they're very similar in certain aspects. I mean, you can't change it up a whole lot. But this one really
they've done it, right?
The boundaries, definitely.
So we got the Tweeter head statue. Saw the review of that. We were like, okay, this is the best Harley Quinn statue.
But then I got this one. I'm like, that's so much better.
I almost say it depends what you want. Okay, so if you want a big, tall statue, you might want the Tweeter head. Okay, if you want something tall, something that really looks like it's going to tower over your collection. This one is a lot smaller, but I think as far as the artwork style goes, this is the best.
Yeah, definitely. This one really draws you in just because of the way it's posed, the way it looks. And then you have, of course, the record player in the front. And you're like, God, that is beautiful.
So let's go over the statue real quick and kind of show you what makes the statue so beautiful. First off, she's laying on a rug, okay? So if you know anything about like the 60s, 70s, that shag carpet.
That shag carpet that you had to brush with a rake.
Not that we were around, but we lived in houses that had it.
Our very first apartment together had shag carpet.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I think it was original too. It was this orange, like, awful look.
Oh my
Just
God.
awful.
And it had stains, but we were like, hey, it's our apartment.
We had an apartment. We were young. We were living it up, man. That didn't matter. We had some friends in high school that had vans that had shag carpet.
Yeah,
the shaggin' wagons is what we would call them. So that's what they're going with here. They've done a sort of a white tan with a pink wash on it.
Yes.
Which I really like because that keeps the palette all together.
Right.
And if it was real bright white, that would take away from Harley. And since there's nothing white on this statue, it's all sort of antique look or eggshell, I guess. They've picked that color well. That's what I like so much about Mondo, since you're dealing with artists.
They know how to do that.
They do know that. They know how not to take away from different parts of the statue. And then the base, they have this this black basic, you know.
God, you scared me. I thought you were about to drop it. I like jumped.
She's attached. You don't have to lock anything on besides the record, which we'll go over. Bottom of it's just very basic, says Harley Quinn, and then black. But they put this texture on it that just makes me think quality.
Like it's got like a grippy texture.
A grippy texture, just beautiful.
My heart's still beating from that. I was like, not my Harley, not my Harley.
Now, you did get scared like I was going to drop something.
He put it together for me, y'all.
All you do, it's the record. The record player is the only thing you put together. It comes in 2 pieces. It's magnetic. It locks in place very well inside of the rug. And then the door, the top of the record player, it's magnetic as well. And it just it clips on there. And that's it. You can't close it, but you can open it just slightly, leaving it exposed. And the record player is in different pieces. So you can see like I don't know what these are called. What are they? The needles or whatever the heck the player. That is a separate part, which I love. And I do adore the art on it, because when you think of a style from the 60s, 70s, you really think about how they use like 3 or 4 colors.
Right.
And it's almost like a filter. It's like a filter in Photoshop where they pull away a lot of the detail and they leave chunks. That's what we're getting within the artwork of this.
I like how the artwork on it is very abstract as well, which is totally reminiscent of that era. Now, moving into the actual Harley statue, the size of this is fantastic. It looks great compared to the record player. You can see like this would actually be size-wise proportionate.
I love the big head.
I do too. I love the big head, and I love the eyes. The eyes are so big, and they're very animated, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I don't think they're actually probably proportionate to the body. You know, they've blown it up a little bit,
right?
For good reason.
For good reason, because it's waiting on J-Man, so of course they're going to be a little bit more sexualized, which of course they're going to be a little bit bigger.
And speaking of that, I love how the lipstick, they've added a little bit of gloss to it.
Right, and it's slightly got a little bit of an outline, which I like. And I like how her mouth, like her lips are slightly parted, like she's just talking to him. And I don't know, I just think that that's a great detail that they've added.
Yeah, it's the selfie before the selfie.
That's right.
It's the show-off selfie before it happened. I do love how overall with the paint, nothing is even. And what I mean by that is they've put so many different colors within the paint, you don't really feel like there's red, there's black, there's white. They've added almost like a yellow
It kind of blends.
Top layer to everything. Yeah, so it's like a filter. It's like an orange filter on this entire statue, and it does give it an antique look. Not necessarily to us, because back then it all looked new. You didn't see things yellow back then. But when you look at something from the 70s now, it has that yellow look from maybe like cigarette smoke or just old age. Yeah. And that's what you're getting with this. That's what I love about it so much. I just think that it's an era that Harley didn't exist in.
Yes, exactly.
And maybe even you've never seen her in. I can't think of ever seeing her in that era.
I haven't. No, not in anything.
And that's how you do a statue. That's what I like about this. And speaking of Mondo, where we saw the Batman Red Rain, they've taken something that I doubt you've seen that in any other form of vampire Batman besides if you've read the comic. And again, they've taken a character that could actually live in real life, who could be based in real life, like somebody like Harley Quinn, and they've set her in a real life setting. So I love that.
Yes, and I think that this statue is wonderful, and the way that like she's just kind of got this like slight slouch to her shoulders. I don't know if you can see that, but just the way that she's kind of like, she's very vulnerable.
We'll just say, I mean, we could go into the pose, but we don't really need to.
Right.
It's just, you know, the artists knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing for this. They're giving you an idea of Harley's intentions. If I'll say that, they're giving you an idea of what Harley's intentions.
You know what Harley wants.
Yeah. So yeah, I love it. I love the statue. I love the sculpt. Everything about it I love.
I do too. Everything about this is fantastic. It is my new favorite Harley statue.
It is.
This one's going to be really hard to beat.
I know, and I just love the outlines where it's black and they've outlined it in blue.
Yes.
That's very reminiscent of the animated series. They did that a lot in the animated series to give you those highlights. Instead of being white, they turned to blue. So you got a little homage to the animated series. Love the little bit of blue on her face, and I mean,
I like the contour, the highlights in her face, and just the way that they've painted this. It really brings out like a perfect bone structure. I just think this is great.
So we could talk about it all day. Don't want to, because I think it's beautiful.
It's amazing, guys.
We'll just say, guys, if you're looking for a Harley statue, we said this with a Peter head. This is really, really good too.
You know what? Just get both. They're fantastic.
Just get both. It depends, I guess, what kind of collector you are, maybe what age you are,
right?
And what you're looking for in a statue. Alrighty, guys. So there is the statue. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this amazing piece of art. Yes. If you guys want one, we'll put a link down below for you guys to check it out. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.